In the heart of a vibrant, enchanted garden lived a tiny butterfly named Lumi. She was unlike any other butterfly. While her friends stayed within the familiar blossoms, Lumi was captivated by tales of the world beyond. She had iridescent wings that shimmered in the sunlight, and eyes that sparkled with dreams of adventure. Despite her size, Lumi was known for her courageous spirit, and her family often cautioned her about venturing too far from the garden's safety. But Lumi's heart was set on seeing the distant hills beyond the garden. One misty morning, as Lumi fluttered among the daisies, she heard a mysterious whisper coming from the old oak tree. "Lumi," the voice murmured, "beyond the garden lies the valley of glowing stars, where magical flowers bloom under moonlight." Her wings quivered with excitement. She had heard of this mystical valley in stories, but never believed it to be real. The tales claimed that whoever found the valley would gain wisdom beyond measure. Lumi returned to her family excited, but a little apprehensive. She told them about her desire to find the valley of glowing stars. Her family warned her of dangers beyond their familiar meadow: wild winds, lurking shadows, and predators who wouldn't hesitate to snatch a butterfly mid-flight. But Lumi was determined. Her friend Buzzy, the bumblebee, gave her a drop of honey for strength, while Elder Maple gifted her a tiny feather to shield her from strong winds. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Lumi took a deep breath and fluttered her wings, flying past the garden's edge for the first time. The world beyond was vast and intimidating, with tall grasses that stretched far, and shadows cast by towering trees. The air was thicker here, filled with unknown scents and sounds, but Lumi's heart pounded with excitement rather than fear. She was ready for whatever lay ahead. The path to the valley led through a dense, dark forest. The trees were ancient, with gnarled branches that twisted like claws in the night. Lumi felt a chill as she entered, her wings brushing against damp leaves. She heard strange rustlings, and once, even saw a shadowy figure slink past. She whispered courage to herself. "I am Lumi, the brave butterfly," and continued, her tiny heart beating faster than ever. In the heart of the forest, Lumi encountered a firefly named Glow. Glow's soft light flickered in the darkness, and he offered to guide her through the forest in exchange for a promise to tell him stories of her garden. Together, they made their way through the winding paths, Glow's light casting a warm halo around them. With every step, Lumi felt her confidence growing. The two friends finally reached the River of Reflection, a shimmering stream that separated the forest from the valley. Legends said that the river showed one's true self. Lumi looked into its clear waters and saw not just her reflection but also her spirit, a bold, determined butterfly willing to brave any challenge. Inspired, Lumi took a deep breath and fluttered across the river with Glow beside her. As they neared the valley, a fierce wind began to blow. Lumi struggled against it, her wings growing tired, but then, she remembered the feather Elder Maple had given her. Clutching it, she felt a surge of strength and used it to stabilize herself, pushing forward despite the wind's resistance. Glow cheered her on, his light glowing brighter as he admired her bravery. Finally, Lumi arrived at the Valley of Glowing Stars. The sight took her breath away. Under the silver moonlight, delicate flowers with petals of soft luminescence glowed like stars scattered across the land. The valley was silent, as if it were a sacred place untouched by time. Lumi's heart swelled with awe and gratitude as she realized she had achieved her dream. As she explored the valley, a wise old moth approached her. He had seen her courage and resilience on her journey and wanted to bestow upon her a gift. With a gentle touch, he whispered wisdom into Lumi's mind, a knowledge of the world's interconnectedness, of nature's rhythms, and of the bravery found within even the smallest of creatures. Lumi felt a warmth spread through her, filling her with understanding. As dawn broke over the valley, Lumi knew it was time to return. She thanked the moth and, with Glow by her side, retraced her steps through the forest, across the river, and back toward the garden. This time, the journey felt lighter. Lumi no longer feared the shadows or the winds, for she carried the valley's light within her heart. When Lumi finally returned to her garden, her friends and family were waiting anxiously. They listened in as she shared tales of her journey, the friends she made, and the wisdom she had gained. From that day forward, Lumi was known as the brave little butterfly, a symbol of courage and wonder to everyone in the garden. And though she had returned home, she continued to dream, knowing the world held endless mysteries waiting to be discovered.